Welcome to Craig's Gun Channel. In today's video, we're going to go over our initial range session with Hi-Point's new JXP10. Now, I say initial range session because we'll have to do a follow-up to this one, and you'll probably see why here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how it did.
Alright, let's check out this old 10mm Hi-Point. Classic Hi-Point. Classic Hi-Point.
See the water in the puddle out there? Watch the water next to you. Got some discussion here.
Come on. Classic Hi-Point.
Look at the splatter there. Yeah, it's just coming everywhere. Blank. Think this needs oiled up?
I think it needs a new gun.
Talk about it. This is the best gun we've ever shot at the range.
This is ridiculous. 10mm.
Make you on the best gun we've ever shot.
Lord.
So when now you market it, it's a savings, so you don't burn through a lot of ammo. That's safety.
Yeah, that's a double jam.
A lot of spray. I don't think it's like that.
Yeah, Barney Fife, but I got one in my pocket. Good. Yay! I've been through a mag.
You know, the action. Give us a buzz.
We've got a double speed.
It's been doing this over and over again. It's jamming up on the feed ramp with the empty shell above it. It's not good. No bueno. You just got to make every shot count.
That could have been me. They were the whip rib. I dropped that one at the whip rib. That one I'm not. You're getting better. Yeah.
So as we can see, unfortunately, we had some issues with this particular firearm. We had multiple, almost, it was very consistent. It was almost every shot. We had a failure to fully extract, basically failure to eject, and that would cause a feeding issue. So almost every single shot, you'd have to dump the empty out, then kind of tap the slide to get it back in the battery. Now, some of the not going into battery, that's some break-in, period. I'm not a big fan of break-in periods for firearms. A good high-quality firearm should not need a break-in period. However, at the lower price points, you have to give up something to be able to get those lower prices, and a lot of that is ultimately the final fit and finish of the firearm. So sometimes break-in is required. So I don't necessarily hold that against High Point. There again, it's a low cost point entry pistol, so a little bit of break-in is almost to be expected, quite honestly. The issues that we had with this, though, were lots and lots of failure to eject, which then caused failure to feed issues. And we did identify finally it does have an extractor that is apparently defective from the factory. The extractor essentially is just not latching onto the rim of the cartridge. So on the ejection cycle, the cartridge, it pops right back out. It's blowback operated. And then at the end of the slide's travel, it essentially just follows the slide right back in, and the empty tries to go into the same space that the new cartridge coming out of the magazine is trying to go into. And of course, two of them don't fit, so it just locks it up. So you'd have to kind of empty out, pull the slide back, empty out the old cartridge, and then the new cartridge would go in. And it's all because that extractor is defective. And we've tried testing it several times. We have a couple dummy cartridges, and it just does not lock onto the rim. So it could be a couple different things. The pivot hole of the extractor could be just slightly off, so the extractor is just not positioned quite right, or the hook on the extractor might be misshapen slightly. Either way, it's not able to lock onto that rim. Now, this is something that honestly I could just fix myself. However, I'm not going to. High Point has a wonderful warranty program, so we'll be sending this back to High Point, have them do their work to it, and then when we get it back, we'll take it back out to the range and hopefully get some better results with it. So the shots that we did get, accuracy, it's got a fixed barrel, so you would expect the accuracy to be pretty good, and actually it was. There were several what I would call inaccuracy or not quite so accurate shots. Some of that was honestly just us. Most of it has to do with the main culprit that almost all High Point pistols have. The trigger is it's just atrocious. They're a heavy, squishy trigger pull with not a lot of good feedback. So you couple that with a heavy pistol, and it's just by the time you can finally get the shot to go off, a lot of times you're starting to get some hand fatigue in there, and so it's harder to keep on target. So there again, that's just the nature of the beast with these. However, as far as the actual inherent accuracy capable from the firearm platform itself, is actually very accurate. So it's just a matter of can you hold it on target long enough to get the trigger pulled off. So But anyway, we'll send this back, and when it comes back in, we'll take it back out to the range and do a second session, hopefully with better success. And so overall, that's where we're going to wrap up for now. If you like this type of content, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified when we release new content. We appreciate your feedback and comments, so please let us know any thoughts that you have. If anyone else has one of these and has had similar issues with that extraction issue, please let us know. We'd be interested to hear that. This is more likely a one-off. I've done a little bit of research online. I have not seen that come up as a problem, so I don't think it's a widespread problem. I think it's just an issue with this particular firearm. So we'll find out, and I guess go from there. So as always, until next time, stay safe.